Are you crypto savvy? That's what we're going to talk about today on Crypto for Christians. Welcome to Crypto for Christians. I'm Pastor Rick, and we're here to talk about everything about cryptocurrency, blockchain, and all that new technology that we're all looking forward to implementing into our lives. And I've got with me, of course, my co-host, Alex. He's a crypto enthusiast. How are you doing today, Alex?
Oh, I'm doing great, Rick. I do great a lot, as you know, and love the crypto space. Very enthusiastic about the changes that are coming. And I want to be clear that it isn't that I necessarily want the changes to come. They are coming, and I'm doing my best to be enthusiastic and smart about managing this amazing future that's unfolding in front of us, whether we like it or not.
Right.
So since it's coming, I've decided to get with the program and get real savvy, very savvy as I can get about looking into this space, investing in the space, and also getting involved in other ways in the space, including this channel with you, Rick.
That's great. Yeah, so I wanted to just say, before we dive right into the crypto element of this, to be a savvy investor, to me, really means someone who is willing to do their due diligence. That's what intelligent investors, smart investors do, so that they know the market, they know the type of investment they're trying to get involved with, and they know the ins and outs of those investments. They understand how those investments work, and they're aware of the risks and of the benefits. And so, which are typically possible benefits. So that's what is meant by a savvy investor. And so Alex, what I want to do today is really have you detail for our listeners, what exactly does it mean to be crypto savvy?
That's right. Well, crypto savvy, so keeping in mind everything you're saying, of course, would apply to any kind of investing and any kind of, actions that you're taking with your money. Crypto savvy involves learning a few things about how this new area works. And so a lot of people do use stock metaphors, but we have to remember that you're not actually buying a stock. You're buying a cryptocurrency that is part of a computer program, and that computer program is called a blockchain. Now, there are companies that use the blockchains for different things, and people can get confused, but Bitcoin is not a company, and there's no CEO of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a computer program that operates in the ether, and you can buy a coin on the Bitcoin network, and then at that point, you'll own a piece of that, and then you can hold on to it, sell it to others if it accumulates in value. But how do you figure out what is going on in the space? Should you just buy Bitcoin? As frequent viewers of this channel know, I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I am not saying that Bitcoin won't go up in value. I think that it probably will, mostly because I think that the entire blockchain space is going to go up in value. And when I say go up in value, I don't mean a little, I mean a lot. I believe the entire space is going to at least 100x. And so picking out cryptocurrencies isn't very hard right now. The entire market is expanding. This is because of Metcalfe's law, which just refers to network effects. On the other hand, doing a little extra work to make sure you're not buying garbage coins and to make sure you're buying into good programs that are more likely to increase in value really makes a lot of sense. And so what I'd like to do first is talk about the very first thing that anybody who is looking at cryptocurrency really needs to understand to be truly crypto savvy. And that has to do with market cap. Market cap means how much money has everybody in the world invested in this particular crypto? How much money have they poured into that blockchain? And this information is readily available. There's one site in particular that I really like. It has both market cap information as well as detailed information, and I'm going to bring our viewers there right now. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at coinmarketcap.com. So CoinMarketCap, that's one word, and then we'll have a .com on top of that. And so coinmarketcap.com will come up and it'll look like this. And what it does is it lists every crypto project in the order of its market cap. So if you're wondering what's the biggest market cap crypto, well, here we are, and it's Bitcoin. And you can look right across here and find out, and I'll put on my reading glasses, look right across here and find out that the market cap for Bitcoin is just under $1 trillion. So it's $907 billion that people have put into Bitcoin. And they've put it in there because Bitcoin historically has increased in value, and it will probably continue to increase in value because people like to have it. They like to hold it. It doesn't really do anything outside of being what it is, but it is the first cryptocurrency, and it's the first blockchain that was able to do a crypto currency with it. And so it's first in space, first mover advantage, and a lot of people have put money into it. Second down on the market cap list is Ethereum, which is just under half the market cap of Bitcoin. So instead of being 907 billion, it's 406 billion. And why would we want to look at market cap? Well, for one thing, it helps you start to think about growth. How much could it grow? Some people think that Cardano will surpass Bitcoin, that more people will end up putting money into, Ethereum. So some people think that Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin, that people will eventually be putting more money into Ethereum than they are into Bitcoin. So let's pretend that that happens. Let's think about the price of Ethereum and what would happen to the price if more people put money into Ethereum than they did into Bitcoin. And what would happen here is if this number became 906 billion, that means this price here would double. So instead of being 3,400, it would be closer to 7,000. Now, to crypto newbies, that probably sounds great. Wow, a double. That's amazing. I'll make 100% on my money. But Rick, as you know, from knowing me as long as you have now, earning 100% on a cryptocurrency is not actually very exciting to me. Real crypto investors are looking for really substantial multiples. We're looking for 5x, 10x gains. That's 1,000% increase. And to be honest with you, we're also looking for 100x gains. And so I'll talk about that soon. But market cap again. So you look at the price of Cardano. Well, hey, $2.30 for the third largest market cap. That sounds like a really good bargain. And maybe it is. Maybe it is because the market cap is only $73 billion. But think about this. Maybe Cardano will eventually become as big as Ethereum. Okay, that would be exciting. That would be a huge move for this particular blockchain. If that happened, that means that this price here to go from 73 billion to 405 billion, that would be about a 5x change. And so that means that the price of Cardano would go up to about $10 instead of $2.30. And so that's very exciting. That's a 5x gain. I actually do believe that could happen, even though I'm not an investment professional, and neither are you, Rick, and we don't give investment advice on this channel, but we are talking about the space, and these are the prices of these blockchains in the space. So you might get a 5x out of Cardano if everything worked perfectly for it. And now you can just go down the list, and for each successive blockchain project that you're looking at, of course, the market cap will get smaller and smaller. Now, what's exciting about market cap is you can look at a coin with a lot of promise like Avalanche, another favorite on this channel. And by the way, I own everything that we're talking about. So if people are worrying that I'm pumping coins that I own, I have a little bit of just about everything on this page. So don't be thinking this is to create an advantage for myself. But I do like Avalanche. It's a really neat project. And the market cap is only $15 billion. Now, 15 billion, wow. I mean, if it were to get to be the size of Cardano, which I think is very realistic, that would be a 5x gain, maybe even a 6x gain. And if it were to become as big as Ethereum, that would be a 30x gain. So you can start thinking about the fact that you might look at Avalanche at $71 and think, wow, that seems expensive to me. But in reality, it's not actually that expensive because of how much room it has to run with market cap. Now, if you scroll way down the page, And let's find a really good example, Quant. So Quant is an incredible project. What they're doing is really amazing. And the market cap is currently only $4 billion. This has lots of room to run. So even though $329 per coin sounds like a lot, there are only 12 million coins in the circulating supply. And so because of that, it makes each coin very, very valuable. And so with a market cap like this, a small market cap that could easily go from 4 billion into 40 billion, this has 10x written all over it as far as I'm concerned. And I'm very bullish on Quant, just as an example. Another good project is Phantom. And I don't want to start talking about each project, but let's now look at the next thing you have to know about, which is tokenomics. And tokenomics just means how many tokens are there out there. So which is the better deal, Phantom at $1.51 or Quant at $3.30? Well, the answer is they're both exactly the same deal because their market cap.
Is that $330 or $3? You said $3.30 for Quant.
Actually, Quant, thank you for asking. That's $330 for Quant, and Phantom is $1.51. A newbie might think, oh, wow, Phantom's a much better deal, but that's not true. It's actually the exact same deal because the market caps are essentially the same. And that's because there's only 12 million quants and there's 2.5 billion Phantom tokens. And with that many tokens, Phantom will never be worth the same price per token as a blockchain that only has 12 million tokens at the same market cap. So even though it looks like Phantom is a better deal at $1.51, in reality, Quant is the better deal. It's the same. Quant is the same kind of a deal, same kind of bargain as Phantom. The only difference being that if you don't have $329, you can still get into Phantom for less than that amount of money. But if you're investing over $329, it's the same exact deal in terms of tokenomics and market cap.
Okay.
So savviness, let's run down the list really quick so far. We've got market cap and we've got tokenomics. The next thing that we want to think about is doing a little bit of deeper research on each of these projects. And to do that, all you have to do on coinmarketcap.com is click the name of the blockchain, and you can find out something very important about the blockchain, which is who is on their team, who is behind Phantom. And what's nice about this particular coinmarketcap.com site is it will show you what's happening to the coin. Phantom obviously has been on a pretty nice run. Of course, everything was low back in July. And so everything looks like this. Almost every chart of every crypto looks like this right now because July was kind of a low point for the space. And then you can go down into live data, and you can also then look into what is Phantom, and you can read more, and then they'll have information on the team. So in this case, the Phantom Foundation was founded by South Korean computer scientist, Dr. An Byung, and the platform CEO is Michael Kong, and they have extensive experience in the field of full stack blockchain development, et cetera, et cetera. And then what makes it unique is they've got a unique proof of stake mechanism, and it also is seeking to match Ethereum to deploy decentralized solutions. So you could think about this and understand it as being an Ethereum killer. So there you've done a little bit of research. And of course, you can always just Google Phantom blockchain, and then you'll get much more information than that. Going back to Phantom really quick, back to the market cap. So at 3 billion, if they were to catch up with Ethereum at 400 billion, that would be about a 100x for this coin. So instead of being $1.51, it would be $151. And that is possible if Phantom were to reach Ethereum level capacity. Now we're a long way from that. And I don't want people thinking, oh, hey, Alex said, that Phantom is going to increase by 100x. But this is the way you use market cap to determine, how much room does the project really have to grow. And what I like to recommend investors do is look at large cap projects with a lot of potential, like the ones we reviewed and other ones on this page. And if they're going to invest, to consider buying some of the better better projects that are further along. I do like second generation projects more than I like Bitcoin and Ethereum. To be blunt about it, that is old technology. There is talk of Ethereum coming out with an upgrade. I happen to be very skeptical of it because of the way that they're going about it, but that's only an opinion and potentially not a very well-informed one. So buying some large cap projects like the ones we've talked about is a good idea. And then it can be a good idea to look for small cap projects. And the reason you might want to buy into a small cap project is that this makes it more likely that you'll be getting into the really, really high gains. And so here we are in this section where you're going to be seeing much smaller projects. And so look at the market caps on these, less than $1 billion, $662 million for the market cap of Nano. Nano happens to be a pretty interesting project. They've got some very good technology. A lot of kids love Nano because it's very fast and very inexpensive. And so that would be an example of something that would have much more room to run than the projects we've reviewed previously. And then other promising projects would include something like Coty here with a $516 million market cap. This has a lot of room to run. They're doing a lot of projects with Cardano. So all we're talking about here is diversifying, not just between large cap projects, but also looking into some smaller cap projects too. And there's a lot of sources of information on these that include things like TikTok and also YouTube, but making sure that you go from finding it out about it on YouTube and then doing your own research. So now that you've looked at the team and you've figured out who the project is being done by, and you're interested in all of that, the next thing you want to look at is the narrative. What is the story behind the blockchain? What kind of a problem are they going to solve? One of my favorites that we've talked about on this show before is Audius. And what Audius is going to do is get more money for artists. I have a lot of friends that do worship music. My son is also a musician. And so the idea of getting more money for the people that actually produce the music, that speaks to me. I like that idea. So because I like the narrative and it seems to be catching on with some popular artists, that might be a promising project to invest in. So if you check the tokenomics and you like how it looks, if you're comfortable with the market cap and you think about how much it could grow, and then you go to the narrative and you like the narrative, you're checking off the boxes that will make you crypto savvy. The last thing we really should talk about, Rick, and we can almost never get away from it, and it's not the last thing, second to last thing, is just the market cycles and being aware. Where are we in the market cycle? Have we been on a bull run for 12 months in a row? If that's the case, then you know, of course, there's going to be a correction. This is the way markets run. They go up and they go down and they go up and they go down. And these market cycles that I'm talking about here have nothing to do with the project. This just has to do with the way markets work. People get bored. They want to take profits. They want to take all their profits at once. And then other people see other people taking profits and then they want to take their profits. And so the market just declines all on its own. Nothing bad is happening to Cardano. Nothing bad is happening to Audius. It's just that people are taking profits and there's more selling than buying, and that will make the price of these cryptocurrencies go down. And so being crypto savvy is being aware of these market cycles, being prepared for them. You don't want to be getting into a situation where you're checking your crypto prices every day in hopes that it's just going to go up and up and up forever. It may increase in value, but it will be in an up and down way, where on any given day, you could be up or down 10 or 15% is normal in the crypto space, as crazy as that sounds. So being really well aware of the market cycles, and also with that in mind, making sure that any purchasing you do be done through a dollar cost average process. So after this discussion, you might have to watch this tape twice because this was a lot of information in a really densely presented way. With all of this in mind, you could be crypto savvy, but there's one element that I want to talk about last, which is if you do get into some projects and you do start experiencing gains and you do start experiencing profits in your crypto investing, making sure that you don't lose your head in this process. The most typical thing that I've seen is that people think that they're geniuses after they've made a bunch of money in crypto. Crypto really can double, it can triple, and people can start thinking that they're God's gift to investing now that they've picked a few good cryptocurrencies, and now they've got all this money on their hands. And being very careful about maintaining your mental state, your spiritual humility around, this abundant resource that has been provided for us, and that we're looking to utilize for good purpose, as opposed to getting caught up in your own head, letting ego take over and starting to believe that, maybe, I don't know, something unrealistic that isn't really related to anything other than market conditions, Rick. And that's one of the things that I really love to make an effort to return to every time we do a show, is to make sure we remind our listeners that, their Christian values and practices are the central thing, the most important thing, and that we want to be utilizing crypto to either facilitate that in our lives, or getting involved in crypto as a way of, reaching others using this technology in the way of, we were talking about Audius or something like that, but making sure we don't lose our identity just because we're making a lot of money in the markets.
Well, yeah, that's so true, Alex. And we just want to remind people that, your walk with God and your spiritual life is much more important. It's the eternal factor that you have to be aware of. You have to look at that, and you see all these huge numbers on the screen today, and you think, wow, billions of dollars in all these different projects, and it's, it can really draw you into this very materialistic side of looking at things. And again, there's nothing wrong with the money. Money itself is not evil. It's how you use it, and it's just a matter of keeping your spiritual perspective in dealing with anything having to do with the world around us. And so that's why we're here. We're here to help keep you grounded in your spiritual practices and your spiritual perspective, while learning about these wonderful opportunities for all of us to be able to move into the future and bring those eternal values along with us. That's our motto, and that's why we're here.
That is absolutely why we're here. And thank you, Rick.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful show. I really enjoyed this. I know this is one of those that people are going to want to watch a couple times if they're not familiar, and then they can truly become crypto savvy. All right, God bless.
God bless.